How to take control of what you can control. I'm Pamela J., your host of the Rebuild Project podcast, this podcast where you found yourself today. This is part 3 of a 4-part series on mindset. The full series can be found on my channel under podcasts, Get Your Mindset Right. This is a great series to kick off the year, and I highly recommend you go back and revisit it. On occasion, I will link it at the end of this video as well as in the comments section, so you can easily find it and share it with others. Before we dive into today's lesson, I want to share a quick story. When I was younger, I wanted to take control of everyone around me. And if I couldn't take control of everyone, then I wanted to take control of everything. That was exhausting. I quickly learned I couldn't do either one of those. And I thought, why am I like this? I felt so out of control. I felt like I was going crazy. It wasn't until I thought, man, my father died when I was 3 years old. My mom quickly remarried a man who was an abusive alcoholic, and our life was just completely chaotic. So in order to make some sense of that, I had to try to control everything that was around me, organize my room, create order out of chaos constantly. I can now sympathize a lot with God, where he's always creating order out of chaos because our lives are not supposed to be chaotic. And it wasn't until I learned to lay all of that down, understood that I could only take control over myself. I could only have control over what I could control. That was me and me alone. It also then gave me the ability to have grace for others. I don't know what all of their lifestyles were, what their upbringing was. It gave me understanding and appreciation for each and every person and their personality and their life experiences. I want to give that gift to you as well. And so today we are going to dive into 3 parts of control. That's our thoughts and our words and our actions. At the end of today's lesson, you will have an understanding of those 3 components and how to deal with each one so that you too can have peace and calm instead of chaos and destruction. Let's dive in to our first topic, thoughts. My thoughts on thoughts. What you put in is what is going to come out. So you need to be very careful about what you listen to, about what you read, about what you hear, about what you watch. These are all very important aspects of your thoughts because it's entering in your mind. And as a man thinketh, or as a woman thinketh, however you want to look at it, it is very important what we put into our mind. So what are you listening to? Are you listening to podcasts that aren't helping you? Are you listening to the chaos of the world every single day? I mean, I want you to know what's going on in the world. I want you to know the news. However, it can be all-consuming. So I want you to filter and make sure that you're not watching too much news and getting yourself wrapped up in it before you know it. You know, you've sat down to watch something on your phone and it's 5 hours later and you're all worked up inside. So that is not serving you well. So what are you listening to as you go throughout your day? What are you watching as you go throughout your day? It's super important to put a filter on those, put a time limit on those, and then balance them out. Balance those things out with positive thoughts, positive podcasts, podcasts that teach you how to grow in your life, podcasts that teach you how to be better in your life. Any YouTube videos that are going to teach you how to be better in your life, to give you that positive encouragement, to help you rebuild a life and legacy that you're going to be proud of, to powerfully rebuild a life and legacy that you are going to be so proud of. And then what are you reading? I start my day off at least reading a chapter in Proverbs, and then I try to add more. Do you like to read books that are going to make you a better person? One book I recently read is called The Artist's Way. It's right here. I gleaned so much great information from this book. So what is it that you're reading that's going to move your life forward every single day in a better way? These are things that you can control. You can take control over everything that you are listening to, that you are watching, that you are reading, and lastly, what you're hearing. Are you surrounding yourself with positive thoughts, positive people that are speaking life into you? We truly are the product of the 5 people that we hang around the most. And I'm not saying you have to have 5 physical people hanging around you the most, but maybe it's a combination of a person Maybe it's a podcast, a YouTube video, a book, an author. So things that you're surrounding yourself with, people that you're surrounding yourself with. As you learn to take control of your thoughts, my challenge to you is spend a day and write down all of the things that you're thinking, the things that you allow in, the things that you're listening, watching, reading, and hearing. And then you're going to need to apply a filter to that. How can you change those 4 things to make sure that what is entering your mind, your thoughts, is positive or serving you in a better way? And then I'm not saying everything is positive. We're not living in a Pollyanna world. However, we are living in a world where you can become more, you can become better every single day. And that is going to be influenced by those 4 things: what you're listening to, what you're watching, what you're reading, and what you're hearing. So apply a filter and then start filtering out those things that aren't serving you. And it doesn't mean you're going to have complete control. Like I said, you can only control yourself. You can't control everything and everyone. So you're going to filter out what you can control. You're going to take charge of what you surround yourself with. And that is super important for you to have a successful mindset, to have a successful thought mind. Again, as a man thinketh. So how are you going to filter out all of those thoughts so that you can be better yourself? Okay, so now we are going to move on to part 2, and that is words. Before we get into words, if you're new here, I'm Pamela J., your host of the Rebuild Project, where I help motivated people like you rebuild your life and legacy after loss. I take you from hopeless to hope-filled as you lay a firm foundation and create a life that you had previously only dreamed of having. In 2015, I lost everything, a husband, 2 homes, and a business, and pleaded with and promised God that if he would partner with me and help dig me out of this mess, that I would then teach others to do the same. He agreed. I hired him as my chairman of the board. He's still my chairman of the board, pulled up my bootstraps, and got to work. I paid off $25,000 in debt that first year, continued to save, then bought my first out-of-state real estate property in Wyoming in 2018, and have gone on to buy 2 more single-family long-term rentals, one here in Southern California where I live, and another in the state of Alabama. And I am just getting started. I'm living proof that you can do this too. You just need a step-by-step plan. Success does leave clues, and that's exactly why I started this project. Let's get into words now. Words that you are speaking are powerful. Words that you are speaking are so crucial to rebuilding your life. Words that you are speaking over others. Words that you're speaking over your friends, over your family. Are they life-building? Are they life-giving? Now, this one's going to be a little tough for you because the words that you are speaking over yourself, are they life-giving? Are they life-building? Or are they tearing you down? Are they good for everybody else, but not for you? And this is where you need to have a mindset shift because the words that you're speaking over yourself need to be life-giving. They are more important than the words that you likely are speaking over someone else. Because when you speak those life-giving words over yourself, it's going to become natural to extend that to others. Just as in the Lord's Prayer, we're to forgive our trespasses so that we can forgive others. We need to speak life-giving words into ourselves so that we can speak life-giving words into others. This is incredibly important. So you want to put that word filter on. What words are coming out of your mouth about yourself and about others? This is a short subject because words are words, and the filter begins with your thoughts. And then you apply that to words. So that is my spiel on words. So what are you going to do about it? Are you going to filter your words? That is your call to action. You need to be filtering your words. Remember to surround yourself with the 5 people that you want to be the most like and spend the most time with those people, whether it's online or in person. So take control of your words so that you can take control of your life because it's the only life that you can control. Actions. Actions are what you do. So your thoughts become your words, become your actions. And if we remember things in that order, I believe that you will have success. So it's going to start with your thoughts, which are going to move to your words, which is going to move to your actions. So what are you doing? When I think about some of the things that I was doing, I mentioned before, I was organizing, creating order out of the chaos in my life, and then had to really understand why I couldn't even sit still if something was out of place. And I learned that it was because I had so much chaos in my house. And so, what are you learning about yourself through all of this? What epiphanies are you having that maybe you can change and become a little different, take a little different approach or a different perspective? For example, I know some people will shop or spend a lot of money, have consumerism in order to feel better or to heal some wounds, maybe, or try to heal some wounds, and then realize, oh my goodness, and have a lot of regret because now a lot of money was spent that you didn't really want to spend. So those utils of satisfaction are gone, and you're now left paying for that thing instead of investing, saving money, and causing that money to grow. So that's something to take a look at. Are you doing that? Are you using food to soothe your emotions, to soothe how you feel? Is that an action that you're taking? How can you counteract that? Are you working out? Are you taking care of your health? That's an action in a positive direction. Are you walking? Health can just start with a couple simple things, and that is eating whole foods, and that is walking on a regular basis. Just doing those two things will change your life so much. I mentioned in the last episode was how walking can take you out of feeling sad, feeling depressed. It's just a feeling and emotion, and you can go out for a walk and it clears your mind, helps you feel better, and take a different approach to life as a result. Remember, we're not living our life on our emotions. We're living our life on what's real, what is true, what is a fact. Do you feel good about the things that you're doing? Are you being kind? Now, I said not nice. Remember, nice is different. Kind is loving. Kind is truthful. So are you being kind? Are your relationships growing? Are they deepening? I'm not talking like you have to have a ton of relationships, but the ones that you do have, are they deepening? Are they growing in your life, or are they still shallow? Are you afraid of having a deep relationship? I mean, I had love lost lots of times. And I think as a result of that, I was very afraid for the longest time to have a relationship, to even want to fall in love or even know what love was. That is something that I continue to struggle with today, is figuring out, how can I trust someone? How can I love someone because of betrayal? Am I willing to open up my heart and grow deep in a relationship, even at the risk of it ending, even if it costs me everything? So what are you doing? Are your relationships deepening, or do you have similar fears? Because after loss, it can be very difficult. And we all have something that we're working on. Don't beat yourself up if you've got more than one thing that you're working on, because life is an evolution. Today, that thing that you got under control may be great, but tomorrow it could fall apart. So give yourself grace as you give others grace in that regard. All right. So the last part of actions is, how are you living your life? Are you living a life that you want someone else to replicate, that you would want a loved one to replicate, that you would want a child or a grandchild to replicate? Is that a life that you're living? And if not, then what steps can you make to move toward that? Are you getting ready every day? Are you getting the sleep that you need every night? Are you eating well? Are you working out? Are you reading well? Are you filling your mind with thoughts and words so that your actions become healthy, so that your actions become positive? Are those things that you're doing so that you can model and lead a life that others would want to replicate? That's your legacy. Are you living a life that you're proud of? And that is the other thing that we're doing here, is rebuilding a life and legacy that you can be darn proud of, as well as your family and friends can be darn proud of too. And that's going to last for generations upon generations. It's going to live on in your grandchildren and their children and their children. So that's something to consider, because that is very biblical as well. So whether you're a believer or not, it doesn't matter. I'm not here to convince you. It is simply a life that I choose to live. To recap, you're going to filter your thoughts, you're going to filter your words, and you're going to filter your actions so that you are powerfully rebuilding your life and your legacy. If you found value out of today's episode, you want to like, subscribe, follow, share, all the things so that we can get this in front of more people, because that is exactly what happens. Honestly, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, because once we do that here on YouTube, then we get to open up a big range of things that we can do as a community. So if you wouldn't mind helping me by liking, sharing, subscribing, all the things, that would be fantastic. I'd greatly appreciate it. It would be my honor to have you on board. And the other thing that I will do is, if you haven't watched this entire series, I will link it here. It should pop up on this screen. If you are listening on podcast, or Apple or Spotify or whatever, I will link it in the show notes. I'll also link it here on YouTube in the notes section in case you missed that pop-up. Alrighty, until we meet again, have fun and take control over what you can control. Peace.